All right, and here we are. This is S Honeywood. You know who it is, and we're here with One Son 360, and I'm sitting here with my boy James Phillips,
How you doing?
aka Wingnut,
What's up?
and we're here with G.
G-side.
And we're sitting here making some music. Turn this down.
I'll come over.
Okay.
Get the grab your seats.
All right.
Hey, how y'all doing? G-side for G-side production.
All right. I've dealt with these gentlemen, and they make good music. Two intelligent brothers, spitting righteous music, doing it, you know, here in the ATL. And today we're just gonna have a discussion. They're gonna talk about their music,
Oh, yeah.
their life, and we're gonna get into some discussions about, you know, whatever comes up.
Okay.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad that you brought me for this podcast today, man. It's my first podcast. I ain't gonna lie.
You know, I'm always nervous when we get talking and stuff,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you know what I mean. I'm amateur with it. We just beginning, but you know what I mean. This is something that, you know, unfolds. We can do it naturally.
Yeah.
So how did you get into music?
Let's see. Honestly, think about it. My mom used to always play music. Like my brother said, I did start playing pots and pans in the kitchen, like actually sitting at like 4:30 in the morning, waking my mama up. And then from there, I tried to learn to play the keyboard. I actually was pretty good with the keyboard. But my main instrument that I learned was guitar. My mom, she told me if I wanted to play the guitar, I had to learn to play the violin. It was 10 years of excruciating hell. But orchestra, honestly, I love music. I say my favorite of all music that really like pulled me towards hip hop hard was Grandmaster Flash. My mom, she's from the Bronx. Like, you know, they have all the original like Grandmaster Flash, wax stuff. So she used to play it in the house and you'd be like, it's no other but the
KRS-One.
Grandmaster, Shaolin Fantastic. Boom. And then it was just, from there it was like, I love fucking hip hop. Fuck, you know, it was just, as a kid, I just went nuts. I started listening to so many different artists. I say the one artist that pulled my strings towards rap hard, and a lot of people don't give him his props. I say DMX, man, like, because he brought that, you know, that nitty, that gritty, that real, like, yo, it don't matter where the fuck you from. You feel me? Like, you love music, beat the door down. Don't let them tell you that you can't do this. You know, so it's been like that. I did do music when I was little. I had an incident happen in the studio when music got stolen as a child. It was a very valuable lesson, even though my uncle, you know, he was an adult. He was supposed to protect me because I was a child. I don't know the business aspects. That was his job. He made a mistake. You know, I can't really be mad at him. I could be mad at the person that took advantage of it, but then I'm not really mad at them because the person that they gave the music to, their career didn't last long. So it's like you took some music that was my pride and joy and you gave it to an amateur. So all the music that they used and stuff, I'm way better than that. So it was like they pretty much did me a favor. They took the garbage off.
I hear you. You know, that happens a lot. People taking advantage of people in the music industry.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times you'll see people who steal music. They don't have no longevity.
Oh.
How can you really last if you really can't produce?
Oh, yeah. And then my whole thing is you steal music, you're stealing somebody else's cadence. So if you steal somebody's cadence, what's going to happen to your ability to keep repressing and keep redoing that cadence? Or to the whole part is, yeah, when it comes to hip hop, there's a certain level that people have, the standard that people hold you to, but then there's that also that, why do you still sound the same 10 years later? Why have you not stepped up farther in that platform? Why are you not, you know, pushing yourself? Why is your lyrical skill still at that same small basis? And it's not supposed to be like that. Because when it comes down to it, just like when you do music, you're doing it. When you do hip hop, hip hop is for the streets. It's for the people that can't say things that they want to say. Am I wrong, my brother? You know what I'm saying? And
It's a voice.
it's a voice for people that can't say things, you know. And our music has gotten watered down. It's gotten weak, and that's why it's like white kids are like, yeah, I'm a hug, I'm a thug, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, first off, I'm not a thug, dog. Like, I don't want to be a thug. I've been a thug. Thugs get shot or in prison or dead. I'm not a thug. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, for people who take it seriously, I learned very hard lessons in this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing it for the love, it's totally different in the way that you produce.
Oh, you're going to take a lot of losses. That's guaranteed. When it comes to music, it is a full course ass whooping. Like, for the weak-hearted, they'll take losses and they're going to walk away. For the people that really love music, like truly, truly love it, like love it, keep fighting. You know, like a lot of these artists, they don't take losses because they don't own it. That's why it's like, you know, like they lost. They don't even know that they lost the biggest battle of all of them. You don't own yourself, so you don't own your music. That means that you don't have no control of whatever you do. You like, let's say it like this: if you're riding a wave of a trend, when those people that was part of that wave that first listen to your music, they grow older. So when they grow older, what does that mean? Their perception of music changes. So if their perception of music changes, and you're still that same motherfucking artist that was part of a fucking wave, you're gonna die off. You're gonna die. And it's just
you said a mouthful. That's the era changes, everything changes. There's a lot of things you could have pulled off in the 80s, 90s.
Oh,
you can't pull off, you know, in the 2000s.
Oh hell no.
And everybody has changed it and shifted, whether or not it looks like that or not. Brother, I'm gonna give you a chance to introduce yourself. If you want to get on here and tell them about yourself a little bit.
All right, my name is G from G Side Production and Media.
Big dog.
Basically, I'm a mobile production company that pulls up to your crib and makes the hits in your living room. Basically, people are starting to see that it's more valuable to get something you own or can own versus something that is not yours. And once you get to the status of you actually needing it to make money, you can't do it because they're going to say, hey, do you own that? You're going to be like, no, I don't. Like, who owns it then? They're like, they're going to be calling all these people. And probably 9 times out of 10, that man that sold that beat 15 to 20,000 times to a lot of other people. And then once that happens, you're fighting for the hit. And he was like, oh, but I didn't authorize you to do that. I authorized him to do it, and this, that, and the third, and you're stuck dead in the water.
Yeah,
I'm saying that a lot of time. I even have a cousin right now that's still going through that right now. And I was trying to help him by remaking the music for him so that he can use it to get his funds up. Because that's what music's for. You make your own stuff to fund your own stuff.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
Yeah. Me, there's only like, I don't let everybody do my beats for me. I say every beat G has ever given me has always been like, oh my God, like I'm gonna take over the world with this. Like all right, let's say it like this. When you was a little kid, right? Yeah, you ever celebrated Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever celebrated it? At least every kid has celebrated once. I've never have, but that military parents, things, summer household celebrate. When you first got that thing that you really, really wanted, and your eyes like got really wide, and like you make that fucking sound, it's like, and you're about to die, and it's like, oh my God, it's the fucking best thing in the fucking world. Yes, that's the actual feeling. Like, when he gives me beats, when I hear his beats, it's just like...
That's because I put that in it. No, that right there is not. That's what I put
Perpetual Christmas present.
Right.
Yeah, like, it feels like that, man. Like, every time you give me a beat, I'm like, it's fucking
That feeling and the way that you describe it, man.
Yeah,
I know what that feeling is.
It's
that give me chills.
Yeah, I put chills in it. I feel it too. Like, seriously.
Like, it's like I can make a whole new world with this type of music. And I've always been like that. Like, I've always tried to speak on things that other people don't speak on as artists. Like, a lot of us, we don't tell other artists what to do or tell them, I respect J. Cole because he took time out in his career to even speak upon it for artists. A lot of artists don't know. Fucking signed yourself up for BMI ASCAP. That's the first step.
A
Just
lot of people don't even know what that is. And I be trying to educate them on that as well. They be like, bro, what are you talking about?
BMI, ASCAP, they are the networks that are set up for artists. This is what I'm trying to tell people.
Yeah.
These people actually, they spend their life doing this because they ran into so many different artists that don't know where the hell their money is, where their money's coming from, and where their money is going. BMI and ASCAPs actually takes their time to look through your name and run your stuff through a system. They actually give you a actual one person that works on your file for you, and they look and run through the system and see who's playing your music, see who's doing your stuff. So if somebody plays your music and you already signed, you know, like you own your name, they're gonna pull that revenue. Like, you owe this person money, and these companies, they get a little pension. So to them, it's like, yo, you owe this person.
Right.
Don't hold their money, because the difference between BMI and ASCAPs is they got lawyers. So it's like, oh, this person is registered with us. So if you don't pay them, we're gonna hit you. And if they hit you, it's a whole different.
Tell them to call me, because I've been calling
You got backup.
Right.
Yeah, like they're like, because they do that for like actual artists. Is like, I know Mary J. Blige is actually with BMI a lot, you know, because like I read all this stuff. Like these are people that are in the industry that are with
CSEC. That's invitation only. God damn it. That's what I'm looking for.
That's what I'm looking for too. But you know,
CSEC.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know what that is.
That's the inner club. Like, you know, it's like, hey, you're you certified, right? Like
they have to say, hey, you can join us.
Yeah. But that's when your name hits up there, you know, because like all these different people, they built their platform and got to that level. And that's what I want to do. Like me, I really don't want to be a mainstream because it comes with too much of a headache. I'm not here for the fame. I'm not here for just for the money, because actually the money's not for me. It's for my kids.
Family-oriented people.
Like the money is for my kids, and the music is for me and for the people. Like to me, when I listen to my music, even though like it's stuff that I spit and I've written myself, it's still I look at it and I hear it and I'm like, oh shit, like yo, you speaking some real words. And sometimes when I hear my music, I'm like, I don't even know it be me. Like, whoa, that's like.
And I still tell them to go harder.
Yeah, I'm like, that's fine, man. Like, hold on, what did he say? Go back. He be like, dude, you know that's you. I'm like, yeah, but
I always tell them,
sometimes, you know,
make it so complicated to where they have to re-listen to it.
Yeah,
spans count. One time ain't enough. You got to listen to it multiple times.
And this is a podcast, so I do feel like I should say this. If you're an artist, there's one rule you should always remember as an artist or anybody that's doing anything in the music industry or anything that involves media or anything that involves a social network of people. Always, no matter how many people take your stuff and say that's horrible, it's garbage, be your fan. Because I can honestly say I've had those moments where I've literally been like, yo, I hate myself. And it's because other people have made me feel like that. Like I've had many times where I've given my CDs to people and they're like, blase, blah, 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 it's horrible. And then next thing you know, I hear my freaking words somewhere else being played by somebody.
Also, as soon as you hit a cipher and somebody else says you're fired, those same people that didn't like you, you know what?
Yeah, they hit me up. I did have an incident where on Instagram there were people when I was homeless. I was homeless for a big chunk of my time. Like as an artist, I was homeless. And how I ate every day was me standing outside in the middle of Lil 5 Point, spitting bars all day. Coming up with new ways.
I went and checked. They literally said that's what he was doing.
Yeah, like there was dope boys that used to like sell rice and be like, yo, my nigga 14 years old, literally 16, 17, smashing grown men. Like, yo, like they bring him up there like spit against this young nigga. Like, he got little bars, but you can eat him up. And then now they want to fight. Like, what you want to fight for? Why you come down here? Why you
go to mine?
It's super interesting. I feel like the journey, a lot of what makes you who you are, there's a lot of times it's ups and downs, and a lot of times when it's discouraging and you get hit with life and it gut punch you and all type of shit. All of this shit is what kind of like
Makes
molds the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Even when you about to give up, all of those things, all those ups and downs, that's that mold you in the end of this. I remember Five Heartbeats.
Yeah, of course.
I remember when old boy when JT Matthews went up and did his speech, and he was like, they said that I'd be a great artist when I suffered some, and I didn't know what that meant till now. And it's like it's sort of a good example, but it's not, because it kind of crushed him and it was over.
Yeah.
But a lot of people take that moment and turn it into gold, pure gold. The
Yeah.
expression changes. Music is so spiritual, but it can
Yeah.
hit you in the heart and harm you like on your journey. And a lot of those obstacles is meant for you to turn into something.
Oh yeah. I say it like this: whatever you go through, put it in your music.
Also,
Put it in your music.
take
whatever you feel.
need to learn how to take negativity and turn it into positivity.
True.
Transmutation.
Yes,
Yes.
but people gotta know what that is and how to do it at the same time.
Speak upon it.
It's more like
Preach.
you pull it
I'm
in
telling you.
and say, I heard what you're saying and I hear what you're saying, but I'm gonna take this out of what you're saying that's negative and make it positive. That's
Yeah.
it. Because your perception of what you're doing is never gonna be somebody else's perception of what you're doing, because they can't see your video.
Exactly.
That brings back this one thing, and I know I'm talking a lot, folks. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I'm the youngest, and I have a bad habit.
That's what we're here for.
But that brings up this old this thing that my Shidoshi used to say to me when I was young, and this is actually an old ancient thing. That Shidoshi. Yeah, I used to take my kickboxing, Japanese kickboxing.
He's mine right now, so he be trying to kick my ass and shit. By the way.
It's all love. That's
I
all.
know
it
he
is.
loved me, but I was like, oh no, no.
Tough love.
Right.
Oh yeah, whatever you learn in the world, a lot of people forget this, and this is one thing. I'm gonna go back to that segment that I was about to say, but this is one thing we brought it up. Information that you learn in this world is not just for you. It's never is. It's never for you to take and hold to yourself. You're supposed to spread it, because re-education, bro. I say it's the same saying that old people say. You know better, do better, right? Well, how do you expect somebody to know better if nobody took the time out to teach them?
Oh yeah.
And you also got to be willing to learn.
True. That is a whole nother thing.
Oh, see, and now we just come upon a point too. Like what is a lot of this crazy shit that happens for? A lot of times once you humble, I mean, humiliation, like humility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What happens when you get broke down and you're forced to now listen? Now you're open to listen instead of
Because
ego.
everything else didn't work.
Because I feel like people should take the time. I feel like people should take the time to listen in the beginning instead of getting broken to listen. Because it's like once you're broken and you listening, that's true. You do absorb it, but you're doing it out of hurt. You're not doing it out of actually a good place, a good mindset to actually take the knowledge, thirst from that knowledge that the person gave you, and say, you know what? I'm gonna go take what they gave me and go read some more. I'm gonna go look for some more. It's hunger. It's hunger. Like me as an artist, I'm hungry. Like I say this line
all
because
these other people that were hungry, I don't listen to them.
I say this one line, and he knows this line, and I say it like this. You say that you hungry, but I'm starving like Marvin. And when I say I'm starving like Marvin, I really mean like, bro, I'm starving. Like, I know what starving is. I know what it really means. So like,
And I can hear it. I can hear who you're starving. Artists, if you listen and looking,
like
I can tell the difference.
Like starving, like, yo, I remember when nobody would give me like nothing, and I would eat out of a trash can just so I wouldn't be starving at night. Like, I remember these feelings. I know what it really feels like to not have nothing at all, to be all the way at the bottom to the point where it's like, bro, like, why did I wake? Like, why am I waking up anymore? What is my purpose at this point? I've questioned that. Like, I've literally got to that point where I've questioned myself. I'm like, why am I still here? Why the fuck you got me here? Like, I've done everything that I've needed to do. I've already humbled myself. I'm completely at the bottom of the humble trail.
Hey, you're humble and God humble is two different things.
That's true.
That's true. It's a lot of times
That's true.
if they say that everything happens for a reason, a lot of times what the thing is we don't see the reason. Sometimes
That's true.
that be the fucking thing.
Yeah,
But-
but I noticed that it did make me better as an artist because
As a
it's
person.
like, as a person, oh yeah, it made me
Okay.
so much better.
But that's the thing.
That's
People in these artists are not people. Like,
No,
they
they're
like
not.
robots. Like
Yeah.
even people that you work with in the world, like they just going like ooh ooh ooh, ooh like
No,
they don't know how to talk
No,
to people.
he got it mixed up. They're not robots. It's this phrase that I've used, and he know what I'm about to say. They're sheep people. They need somebody to lead them, and they've picked the wrong leader. It always seems to be that, like us as a people, some of us, like I speak to mom up on the train, hive mindset. A lot of people don't have a thought process of their own, and it comes from the TV that we watch when we were younger. It comes
Stop watching.
from the teaching that we got growing
Listen
up.
to the radio.
It comes from the people, the older people that are still bitter out here. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even understand that they use y'all to dumb us down. And then you're wondering why this generation is running around acting fucking crazy. They're acting crazy because there was nobody like, hey nigga, stop that dumb ass shit.
Well,
Nobody, motherfucker.
Terrible
Oh my
examples.
God.
Terrible examples, and people that's used for idol worship. I mean, a lot of times you get them. They have the most income. You know what I mean? Because people use them because they know other people will worship.
Yeah,
It'd be a terrible example for you to follow.
No.
And I like to look at like I read the Meta Netu.
Yeah.
And I remember there was during the growth process, they said that when people are growing up, when they're in the younger stages, they have a thing called indiscriminate imitation.
Yeah.
That's one level of growth that you get into. And it's like you're supposed to transcend that, but you still have adults that still learn through indiscriminate imitation instead of having their own thought process, learning how to critical thinking, where you can, work through problems and you can intuit your reality and your awareness shifts. So it's different than, people who still follow. It's people who still need somebody to show them something. It's good to be able to see reality for what it is yourself.
All right, so back to what I was saying. I finally gonna say it. All right, so the thing I was saying earlier was there's a saying that Master Doshi told me. He said, when the dragon learns to embrace the tiger, the world will be at peace. Well, a lot of people don't understand the dragon is your flesh. The tiger is your spirit. When the dragon learns to embrace the tiger, the world will be at peace. So if you can make your outer self reflect your inner self and keep them from doing this 24/7.
Vice versa. Your inside, you got to go inside out.
That's true.
That's exactly what it is. And this represents.
But doing this 24/7 all the time,
If you fight with
you create
yourself,
chaos.
like if you fight
Within
with
yourself.
yourself,
You're gonna
more
spread
than
it.
you fight with people,
Internal conflict.
that's probably why you fighting with people, because you're fighting with yourself.
Yeah,
That's what it is. There is no external enemy.
Yeah.
I know that, but people got to know that they fight with themselves before they stop fighting with other people.
true.
Because it's
That's
like,
why, yeah.
hey, what are you gonna do? They're like, I don't know. I'm going over here. That girl said this. Oh, this girl said that. Like, you don't know what you want to do. Like, you telling me what somebody else said.
Yeah.
We on the
Figure
same
yourself
page.
out and
Yeah.
you'll figure everything else out.
And
All
stop
the-
letting people tell you who you are.
True. All the things I went through as an artist was a growing experience. Me being on the streets, growing experience. Me losing a child, growing experience. Because now I can speak up on things that a lot of other people don't know. A lot of people don't see. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, because a lot of folks, they're so into their world, they don't see the outer world. They don't see what's really going on. Like my brother tell you, when I get paid, like no matter if it's a little bit of change or whatever, what I do, bro,
Break everything out and don't worry about it.
break everything down. I don't think about myself. And the reason that I've came to, I'm selfless. There's two different things. You're either selfless
Selfish.
or you're about self-preservation.
Still selfish.
That's true. But I'm using it my way I say it, god dang it. All right. Self-preservation. A person that's about self-preservation, they don't know that what they're really doing is destroying themselves at the end. Because when you think about, if you're really, really a true person that thinks about your self-preservation, you'll be selfless. The reason I say that is because if you want to preserve yourself, you got to be willing to preserve other people around you.
And the planet. Because the planet's not going anywhere. Because
Because-
what everybody thinks. It's not
Yeah.
going to blow up.
Yes.
It's going to change into something else.
Plus, it's one of those things too. Suffering is not really suffering a lot of times. Like if you go without stuff, or if you real comfortable with going out stuff, like say fasting, and certain things. It's different than how greed is, which is why I think that they push overconsumption a lot.
Oh yeah,
Like people overconsume, that you become a monster. You become that vampire that goes out and needs to drain people for this something that you need to over fucking consume. You know what I mean?
Came in this
So people
world with
that
your
greed-
ass. That's it.
but ass nigga.
You don't need nothing else. All the rest of this shit is just gimmick.
Yeah.
You came in butt ass nigga.
The only reason humans wear clothes is because
Somebody said it was shameful.
true.
And other than that, that's it.
Yeah.
Name brand clothes, that's all
Cal
self-preservation.
brand.
Yeah.
Self-preservation.
I look at it like this. We done came to a whole perspective that we've made our wants what we classify as a need. It's not a need, it's a fucking want. Understand that it is a want. I smoke cigarettes. That's a fucking want. I know it's a want. I don't stress people about it. My brother be like, bro, here. I be like, bro, nah. You know, I heard me say it plenty of times. Nah, fuck it, bro. Because it's like, it's a want, bro.
It is. It's a real strong one too.
It's a strong ass.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that habit. And then all of a sudden, I used to sit around the damn construction site. And people were smoking on smoke break, and I'd be sitting there talking. I'm like, "Get a cigarette." After
Yeah.
that, I'm chain smoking and shit.
Oh yeah.
Ask, "Hey, you got a cigarette?"
What that
Nicotine is a
was that,
bitch.
no, it was him being around something that was going to influence him from doing something that he wasn't doing.
Yeah.
He was only doing that shit because he was there.
Yes.
Now, if he
It
was
was crazy because I wasn't doing it before.
I
Like
know that.
my
Now, if you
whole
would
life,
take that
and then
whole
it came
face
to
out
like,
of there, he would never be smoking cigarettes.
So
yeah, I'm like 38, not, non-smoking my whole life. And I just started fucking,
I don't know
what I mean?
what-
The whole time, I'm like, hell no, why would I want to do that? And then I just decided to fucking start
Because
smoking.
everybody else is
Fuck
doing
it.
it.
Yeah.
Let me get a cigarette, bro.
Oh my lord. I know how it feels, man. I'm gonna be real. You know, the first time I smoked a cigarette and I won't.
Those are spirits, by the way.
Yeah.
They do jump on you. You
Yeah.
got to be mentally strong enough to be like, hey,
The
this
reason
is not you.
the first time I smoked a cigarette, I lost my son. My son was 5 years old. I smoked a cigarette at the school because I was gonna kill my baby. I planned it all. My uncle actually stopped me. He caught me. He caught me in the act because like I was getting out the truck. I won't lie to you. The Lord knows that this is the truth. I literally had the whole murder plan. I was gonna shoot her whole family, everybody. They were all gonna die. The judge was there. All of them were gonna die. I was gonna shoot all of them.
It's like,
Spree.
hey, no, I want to spree like it's gonna be a murder spree because they all in one spot. It's like, oh, thank you for gathering. Now I got
I'm
to
explaining the situation. I'm explaining the situation so you
I'm
won't
sorry.
think. See, I won't think I'm just some crazy ass monster. My baby mama, she had a really bad drug habit. She was a Caucasian female. Cause I'm from the country. We're not taught. Like a lot of people don't know. They're like, oh, the country, the rednecks, they the ones that really racist. No, rednecks are actually not racist. It's Hicks that are racist.
My baby
Red-
mama was white. I was in Johnson City, Tennessee for a game.
Yeah. So like what it is down there, they don't teach us like, hey, like this is the line, like blah blah blah. We know white people fucked up, but my grandfather and her grandfather are my friends, brother. Best fucking friends. We grew up together. We played together. So it was like
I don't know color because I've known her all my life. Like,
that's the whole point. Now I'm gonna be real with you. Other white people, nah, I didn't like it. But her, it was like
I can see white.
I couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up together and she was so great, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, we had some wonderful years. And then my son hit 3. And she had this drug addiction that I knew nothing about. I was like, oh, she taking money out. I was working on the farm at the time. I was making a lot of money. So $40 here, $40 there, listen,
We're not looking at that.
that don't mean
You're
nothing.
supposed to look at it because she didn't ask.
You gotta understand, bro, in the country.
I understand. No, listen, people, it's red flags everywhere.
That's true. I
So
didn't
you
see.
have to
I
see
A
wasn't
lot of
paying
us
Yeah.
ignore those red
Yeah,
flags, especially when you care about
that's
somebody
what
and you
Yeah.
that money is
That's
nothing, you know.
To me, I was like, maybe she's, getting shoes and because she always used to buy shoes. So
Mhm.
to me, I wasn't sweating it. And then one day I was like,
You wasn't supposed to make the money.
then one day my son came to the house by himself. Like, what the wait a come on, man. He's like, she bought down the road. Down the road. fuck you mean down the road? She's at a guy named Dwan house. Dwan? Okay. Left him in there with my grandma. Got in the car, came back, and the gun, because I know what the house was. The house was actually a trap house. It was a dope house. I know a dope house. I know all them niggas because all them niggas got put on by my mom. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't had no business in that.
Yeah, she had no business. Like all those dudes that sold a lot of dope all the time, they got put on. I knew all these guys. So it was like, he was supposed to call me out rip when he saw her come in that dope house. So I get there.
She wasn't actually supposed to be like,
Yeah. I get there. I got there. And I called Dewan on the way there at the dope house. I was like, hey, Dewan, my baby mama over there. He like, what? The fuck what you mean she over here? I was like, bro, my son just told me she up here at the trap house. He like, bro, I ain't even been in the trap house for like 2 days. I like,
so he don't know.
you don't know. I like, Dewan, bro, one of them niggas. Don't let my baby mama try out. I go to the trap house. I'm like, bro, open the motherfucking door. Blah, blah, blah. Male situation. But he like, who the fuck are you? Why, motherfucker? Yell out. He said, bitch ass nigga, you better motherfucking move before he kill you. Boy, yo, move. Walk through the trap house. Like, hey, man, come on, baby mama at? Boy, yo, snitch quick. Boom, she back there, bro.
Hey, bro. Your boss says you was finna die.
The dude that was at the door was a new young nigga. He didn't know who I was. When I got in the dope house, all the niggas knew who I was. They were like, hey, what's up? Boy, you not bad. Hey, bro. They already knew that they were being supposed to tell me what the fuck going on. Now y'all told me shit. So I'm
not
like,
mad at all, y'all.
my baby mama back there, he like, hell yeah, bro. Hey, bro, she back there, bro. I told her I had to leave. Boy, yo, was like, fuck that, blah, 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 blah. I say, hey, be there, big. I got back there, I'm like, fuck you doing? She's like, you know, I just been trying to release. I snapped. I didn't put my hands on her, but I snapped.
Cuss out.
I cussed out something fierce. Now I understand she white. Her mama and daddy don't cuss at her like that.
She don't cry.
She started crying. At that time, I didn't feel no sympathy. My mom militant. To me, it's like,
fucking up.
You fucking up. Smoking weed. Cool. But you're fucking with something that even I'd be like,
it's not
whoa,
cool.
What the fuck?
Say no to drugs. We got to make sure we say that.
Yeah.
I already been there, done that.
I know. I'm just saying.
Been there, done that shit. It takes the control of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So
mind control.
It turned into a whole situation after that. It was like, what? No, where the
fuck? It spiraled out of control.
Yeah, it spiraled out of control. She told me I got control over it. It was like, I did what dumb niggas do. Okay, you got control. I ain't gonna fight with you about it. You know what I'm saying?
My next step would have been rehab.
Should have been my next step. Didn't do that. So long story short, that she was on her way to a dope man's house. I wasn't in the car. I was actually taking care of business, and she had my son. She buckled my son to his car seat, but didn't buckle the car seat to the car. So she ended up smacking into the back of a truck trying to text her drug dealer, and my son's car seat flung from the back seat to the front seat. He smacked the windshield. He died. Oh no! Went to court. They sent her to rehab. See, listen. They sent her to rehab. If it would have been a black woman,
she would have been under the jail.
Yeah.
She would have been under the jail. They sent her to rehab. And the reason that was because her dad and her mom worked for the court system. Her dad was the judge.
Now, pause. This is what we call the color skin. They can do or what they feel like they can do whatever because of who they know and who the fuck their parents are. God don't care nothing about that. That shit wrong.
Yeah, in the court system, we've been like the Expendables.
Right. The whole movie.
We pretty much fund the whole, the whole thing.
Everything.
So
black bodies.
I went to the my uncle just got
yeah.
I'm on my way to the funeral. I get out the car. I had like nothing wrong. My mama called my uncle. She was like, James acting real weird today. I know it's the funeral, but he acting like the young version of him. He nonchalant about everything. He just we talking to him and he ain't really
I hear you, but it ain't
yeah,
processing.
he ain't talking back,
It's
he
not
ain't saying
processing.
nothing. He just
I got
in
you.
emotions. He's in the room, but he ain't here. So I get out, pop the trunk. I was gonna do it smooth. I was smooth with the whole situation. I already planned it. I knew how many headstones there were there, how long it was gonna take them to get away. I already had the whole game plan set up. Like I plotted. I ain't gonna lie. I put that on God, and I'm sorry, Lord, that I plotted like that.
I'm mad that she
I
got
plotted a
slapped on the
massacre.
wrist.
I plotted a real massacre. Like right now, if I would have gone through with that, I'd probably be.
I want to know.
I would have got lethal injected. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew what. I knew what was
They gonna
coming.
get him the max, but
What,
they gonna
what
slap
state?
on the wrist.
Swainsboro, Georgia, my hometown.
That's crazy.
That would have been a very bad situation. I had everything planned. I called people. I wasn't even planning on running. Like I knew how I was
Why?
going. Like I wasn't.
Look at me. Why? Why would I run? They
Yeah.
didn't run.
I'm glad that you didn't follow through with that.
Yeah,
Oh
me too.
no, my uncle called me. He called me pulling it out. Like he was like, yeah, I've never had my uncle has never pulled a gun out a day in my life. But and you gotta understand this was a felon fella. He was like, you move, I'm gonna shoot you. He told me, you move, I'm going to shoot you. I would rather kill you than kill everybody. This is not what your son want. I will shoot you. I promise you that, nephew. You done seen it with your own eyes what I would do to him. I love you. I'm telling you, I'm going to shoot you. All I could do was cry. I was so angry to the point was like, I was willing to tempt it. Like, my mom was like, that shit.
You gonna have to pop me,
That's what my brain was really saying to me. Like, he gonna have to shoot me. My young version of me was like, that nigga gonna have to shoot me. But for some apparent reason, I had one of my son's shoes in the car. And I looked down at it, man, bro. I closed the door, man. Closed the door, bro. My uncle literally went to that funeral with me. I spent the whole time staring at her. I can honestly not tell you what that preacher said. But I can tell you what she was wearing. I can tell you how her face looked. I can tell you that her parents smiled 4 times at that funeral. I can tell you where they went and got something to eat at. I can tell you.
You dead ass focus on her.
I was dead focused, man. I can tell you how many steps it took for them to get from that funeral plot to their car.
Wow.
I'm
See,
so glad that
that's-
didn't happen.
Yeah, I knew,
My condolences, but I'm glad you did.
I knew from some things that you told me. It's a lot of pain, a lot of things that you've been through. But that was more than I'm bargaining for.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry
I mean-
to drop that on y'all, man. I don't be trying.
I mean,
to
we dropped it's a real moment.
I don't mean to like depress a podcast
That's
or
not
depress
depressing.
people.
Once you said
It's
that she
just-
didn't buckle into the car, oh my God, I know now. Oh Lord. I said the same thing. I actually put the seatbelt through and the thing on the back of the car. I do all that. I be telling them why y'all don't take the steps that I take. Because that means if you take the steps that I take, that you give it that.
True that.
So, like, to me, I say that story because that right there was my defining moment. That was that moment where I heard that voice say, yo, start doing music again. And my brother will tell you, I stopped doing music. I got to the point where I hated rap. I hated hip hop.
My music does that too.
I hated music. I hated it because it was like I've sacrificed so much as an artist that I felt like I would never win, ever. And it was like, no matter how good I am compared to the rest of these guys, they don't want me. They don't want me on their table. Because first off, as an artist, I'm not going to let you tell me what I can and can't say. Period. You know why? Because I own myself. Period. Point blank. The second thing is I'm not gonna let you water me down because everything I talk about, I'm serious about.
No, we're talking about it for a reason.
Yeah,
It's
you know what I'm saying?
passion.
I'm willing to put it in your face and say, you know what? I'm saying this, and I know I'm gonna get backlash from it,
We
but
don't care
fuck
about
it, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm willing to
super
say that.
important because I mean, just fighting for that,
Yeah,
fighting for your own soul a lot of times because we are interdependent. We're not governing ourselves. They have us so dependent on this system. I mean, so it's like I mean, just trying to be an individual that you are, even just trying to be what it was that you was meant to be.
Yeah.
Because everybody does have a path. Everybody does have something. A lot of people have lost sight of that because they have become drones, because they're supposed to go ahead and be a workhorse for somebody else's vision and somebody else's dreams, used just as like a cog in the wheel instead of having your path. And a lot of people are supposed to be healers. A lot of people are supposed to be this. A lot of people, if you just do something to make money, you're not going to be happy and you're not going to have done what you were supposed to do for, somebody or for the world.
I'm going to take y'all back to graduation. When you got on that stage, that man said, stand up if you're going into the workforce. Stand up if you're going into the education field, going to college, which is, they call it higher education.
Oh yeah, bro. I freak them. I freak them. I freak them.
3, they asked you what you wanted to be.
No, you good, bro.
And then they actually said, stand up if you're going to be, nobody actually, they didn't say that. They didn't ask us, are we going to be entrepreneurs at all? They asked us, were we going to the workforce or the higher education?
Are we going to be somebody else's patsy?
That's what going to work for.
My teacher told me in the elementary school, I was terrible. I'm still terrible at math. And she was trying to explain to me why I would need math. She's like, well, if you're going to be a cashier, you're going to need to know how to. And it was like, I remember, I didn't really think about it then, but years later, I was thinking, damn, that kind of discouraged the shit out of me. I was like, fuck, that's
she's supposed to say,
fucking thing that I can think
come
about.
on, baby, you can get this because you're going to need math because you're going to be adding up stuff.
You're going to be a mathematician.
See how simple that was?
Like,
she didn't have to say nothing about cashier. She didn't have to say nothing about a career. But she didn't have to say
solving in general.
Period. Right. So she's supposed to listen. If you do not want to educate people, do not go into the education field. We do not need you discouraging all of our kids about how you feel.
I'm going to be honest. I have one teacher that I can remember to this day.
See? One. That's like
actually, no, 2. I got 2.
Out of how long?
Out of a long time.
See?
I say 3 because a professor, but we're not going to talk about him because they got rid of that man because that man telling us the truth. See? And he sat down and he took the time to understand and said, half of y'all are only here because your parents are fucking alumni.
Meaning that they're paying for the school.
Yeah. So that's what it really came down to it. But I had a teacher named, shut up. I had a teacher named Mr. Wolf. He was my robotics teacher. I was a part of his robotics team. And that man sat there. I was the only black kid on the robotics team at the time. That man sat there and he said it like this. And he told me this. And he said, you're black. I'm going to be real with you. Everything that you know, they're not going to want to give you credit for it. Everything that you do, they're not going to want to pay you for it. So,
incorporate.
He said that.
Look, my bad. I'm just telling you.
Incorporate. He told me like this. He said, you're one of the brightest kids I've ever had in this class. You're one of the brightest kids I've ever had on my robotics team. But they schedule you as a troubled child because you're a military kid, and every place you go, you don't make friends. You don't.
No, he does make friends.
I made friends.
They said that he's a problem because he's sticking up for people that don't stick up for themselves.
I had a bad history of fighting bullies. I was a bully fighter. I like fighting.
That's just not you being a problem child.
Yeah.
Bullying is bad now.
You're right.
He was in school fighting bullies then. See that? That's like
I believe because I grew up in the country, and in the country it's like you don't pick on people.
Kids die from people bullying them.
Like you don't pick on kids. You don't pick on somebody that's weak. pick a fight with somebody that's willing to fight with you.
No.
And that's just
Go to school to learn. Don't go to pick on nobody.
That's
Don't
true.
look at their shoe. Don't look at what they got on. Look at their brain. Ask them, do you know what this problem is? Do you understand this shit? Not the
It's
rest
not
of that
about
shit.
that.
That's why
He's
I
right.
like. That's why I like Ultimate Fighter. I like Ultimate Fighting because I've watched it since the beginning. But Ultimate Fighter, the show, showed you what happens when bullies come into fighting, and,
Yeah.
when you have a righteous fighter. If you watch the show, they do a background story on the people. Like before the fight happens, a lot of times you can tell like how it's going to end in the end when the tournament ends, because you'll see somebody in the house wigging out, and you'll see their spirit is fucked up, even if they got a lot of talent. And then you'll see one guy working real hard, being real righteous. And there was one incident where two people was in the house, and they was destined to meet in the octagon. And the one guy was bullying people, getting drunk, acting crazy, tearing the house up. And the one guy was just calm, watching him. After he defeated him in the end, he was the underdog. He came to me and said, "Man, you need to chill out." And he just sat there, and I was remembering Lao Tse, the good man
Yeah.
educates the bad man. And it was
Yeah.
like, damn, martial arts is dope.
Yeah.
Martial arts is so dope.
Martial arts has always been the art of. Bruce Lee said it first. He said it so wisely, and people still act like they don't get it. The art of fighting is to fight without fighting. If I can beat you without fighting you, then I won.
And that's what I do. I'm big, but I can't tell. So I use my brain to get out of most of the situations. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm trying my best not to fight, because after you hit me, it's over. Nobody's gonna punch nobody. Nobody's just gonna stand. We're not turning no cheeks.
Me, I have to warn people before I fight.
That is true.
I'm required by the state to tell people that I am required to tell you that I am a registered fighter, that my hands are registered and my feet are registered, that I do not want to.
You can headbutt people to death. Your head
On a
not
serious note, I don't feel like I need to fight you. Honestly, if I do get to scuffling with people, 90% of the time, I'm going to dislocate something or I'm going to break it. Because
You're
the
not lying,
fastest
nigga.
way to make you not fight me is breaking something. If
Yeah.
I break your arm,
That's
you're
what I
going to
said.
want to not fight me. And I'm
Too
not
worried about something.
praising that. I don't really like it. My brother tell you I am a hype person. I am one of those people, once you piss me off, I'm like, okay, fuck it. Get it in. But I'm also that person who be like, hey man, like I give people chances. You know what I'm saying? Firsthand. I will literally let you talk smack to me and I'll walk away from you. Because I don't want to turn into the old person that I used to be. I used to be a very violent person. I didn't mind it. Like I've had incidents where people would jump me and I would pick them off one at a time. I was like, oh, y'all jump me, but I'm going to get you one by one. And when you're by yourself, there won't be no help there for you.
Now, I like. I was just thinking about that when you were saying that you talk to people and stuff like that. I like. I read the RZA book, the art, the Tao of Wu, and I liked it. His book selection. He had book selection in there, stuff that he was reading when he was growing, and he had The Way of Peace and The Art of War, both.
One by Lao Tzu and Zhong Yi. Yeah, man. Lao Tzu, man. Yo, if you've never read nothing in the world, read the book by Lao Tzu. This man has literally sit down and he tells you, like, yo, is you can get more in this world by doing less. And I'm not saying by the status of working less harder. It's just stop putting energy into things that have no meaning or no positive outcome at the end of it. There's no
That's why
point
you
of
have to revert negative into positive.
positive energy.
Because
Well
a lot
said.
of listen, one thing I can sit here and say about all three of these black men sitting right here, it's been more negative than positive. So if you don't learn how to convert the shit will run you. It's just like a battery. Like too much negative fucks it up, too much positive fucks it up. You gotta learn how to balance.
Oh yeah, balance is everything.
There's a society that speaks upon in Asia. They say that if you had nothing but peace, how would you know when you have a good day?
Exactly.
If you had test the best food. Your food always tastes great. How would you know that it's great?
That's the contrast. Like, it's meant to be a certain way. There was a saying that I heard that I thought was the coolest thing. Dude said, without chaos, nothing evolves. Without order, nothing exists.
Yes.
And basically, that's what it is. That right there, that statement, like, rang so true.
It's true. Yeah,
just follow
it rings true with the world, man.
But that's the thing. They created rules to have organization, but God had already made rules. They just reinvented the shit that they seen that was done. But the planet was here before a lot of people got here. The planet was here. A lot of people keep making it seem like it came from somewhere else.
Plus, it was on the natural cycle. It was on circadian rhythm. Certain things like the planet life itself teaches you things on your own. Like, you want to create a university and teach something that can already be seen, and then act like you can't without the degree. You have nothing here, like you're scared.
That's crazy.
You already got a brain. You already can think, and you already grow and learn. Naturally.
Use the earth. Grow with the earth. Use the earth. If you don't know how to grow fruit and vegetables, you better start learning, because all this grocery store shit finna go south. Because everything needs power. And if they take power, everybody else gonna need fucking something else.
That's the filter. We got a filter between us and nature right now.
Yeah.
The lights keep the animals from killing y'all. Y'all do know that, right?
The what?
Like
lights.
keep the animals from killing you.
That's why I said without power, the jungle's coming.
You're right, bro.
I know.
I'm laughing because he's right about it.
That ass serious. We walk around in the dark outside for real. Like,
Yeah.
shit howling.
Yeah,
Coyotes and
we
shit.
have we have a place that we go to. It's a little nature preserve. I grew up on a farm, so I grew up learning different types of things. I was
Get my eyes used to the dark.
Yeah.
See in the dark.
You can
You can
send me in the wild with a hunter's knife, and I'm probably gonna bring back a buck and fire and food and clothes.
Yeah,
But
we gonna wear that nigga.
That's some real talk, man. A lot of us, man, we wouldn't know what to do
That's what I'm
outside of
saying.
this damn, you know what I mean? All the
Lights.
instant society, all the instant microwaves, this and that and the other.
Well, y'all forgot. I Am Legend. That's some real shit. That can happen. Not the zombies. Like, no people.
The zombie shit's happening too.
I know, but I'm saying, like,
somebody face off after they take whatever that zombie drug is.
Yeah,
but that's
bath salts.
that was to scare
That was
you
the
to think
artificial weed.
that actual people was going to turn
Which
into
is bad. Listen to me. All right. This is something I've had. All right. There was this place in Little 5 Points called Funky Monkey. Crap you not, man. You can't go in that store. When it was open running, you couldn't say, yo, let me get some weed. Because they would be like, yo, can't say this here because it's not weed. This was artificial weed, what they would classify as like bath salts weed. It's made out of chemicals. I had it. When I tell you that I was rapping that day and I felt like I was at a concert, it was the most craziest shit I've ever had that happened to me in my life. That shit makes you paranoid. Anybody that's ever smoked artificial weed, they know that it makes you fucking
I smoked
paranoid.
the K2. That shit,
K2
that shit
makes
fucked me
you-
up so
Wait,
bad.
Yeah, bro.
And also,
I was
too,
scared to leave the house.
weed,
I was freaked the fuck out.
weed does not make you throw up.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
That's the truth. If you get some shit and it make you throw up, that is not weed.
We
We don't have
offsets
THC.
nausea.
See,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
See why am I doing the opposite of what weed is supposed to do? That's the question.
You know what's something wrong there, bro.
Yeah.
I hit a blunt in I hit a blunt in Philly, right? Oh my lord, it was supposed to be weed. They put weed and then they put artificial weed in it.
Oh no.
I hit that motherfucker. The weed was like, yeah, man. I was chill. And then that offset shit said, my black ass ran to my house. Listen, when I tell you I had an SA escort, I had my real partners out there like, yo, bro, we gotta get to the crib. Like, cause I will
You
fucking,
smoked that chaos and order in 1 month.
bro,
Oh, he did. What's that? A Cain and Abel blunt.
bro, that's what it was.
I went this way, and Cain and Abel said no.
Smoked motherfucking Undertaker and Kane.
Yeah.
But I tell you that I was like, I had a pistol on me. I was holding that pistol so damn hard. Niggas was like riding their bikes, just riding down the street, minding their own business, bro. I swear, I swear, bro, no. I swear, every person that rolled by me, they were looking like they had a problem, bro. And Holmes was like, "Yo, bro, chill," like, cause he can see me, like, I'm starting to squeeze all that tired up. I'm like, looking at niggas, like, bro, I'm about to shoot this nigga, like, he looking too hard. And mind you, when you on that shit, somebody probably just looked at you for 2 seconds, but that shit feel like a whole fucking hour. You walking by that person in 2 seconds feels like you been walking past that person.
Basically, a heightened shit that's not there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already know. When I smoked it, the episode that I had was fucking crazy because I was supposed to go pick up old girl from work, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to go outside the house, and I'm just like, man, I was scared to go out the door. I'm scared
You
to get
think
in the car, scared
everybody's
to
trying to
drive.
kill
I'm
you? Yeah,
like,
bro.
police is gonna pull me over. They're gonna get me. Something is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So she called. I wouldn't even answer the phone, and then I finally answered the phone. She was like, "Where you at?" I'm
Can't answer
You
that.
paranoid. You think the person
Basically,
trying to
they're
set you
trying
up.
to start mass hysteria. 1. 2, if everybody's hysterical, they can just shoot you
So my partner,
because you're acting out of the normal. You're doing this.
I was in Pascagoula, Mississippi, right? My homeboy was smoking this Eagle Eye shit. Mind you, at this time, it was called Eagle, Golden Eagle.
I'm gonna tell you how the news in a minute when you finish.
So at the time, that was when I was growing a lot of weed for this cropper, and I used to carry backpacks for the weed. Yeah, I'm sorry. Around that time, like a lot of y'all dudes be like, "Oh, I smoke a lot of weed." Compared to me,
he was an actual botanist, so don't think otherwise.
yeah, I grew a lot. I didn't sell drugs. We sold the mass production that we sold our weed to was for the government. We were what we would classify as
Non-existent.
Yeah, pretty much non-existent social government workers. But what it was is my homeboy, he smoked that shit all the time. Him and his girl would fight every day. She would smoke this shit
Just to fight, brother.
every day. So one day I was like, "Yo, bro, here, smoke that shit." He's smoking it. He was like, mellow as fuck. She came in smoking that shit. She was trying to pass it on. He was like, "Nah, I don't want that shit."
You better not start acting stupid.
And she was like, "But you know, this is shit we usually smoke." He was like, "Smoke this." And she hit it. She was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like,
So shut your ass up and sit down.
"No." I was like, "This is real weed. You know, this is stuff." At the time, it was OG Darth Vader Kush. It was we was really experimenting with strains to help kids that were autistic.
All this shit is basically for autism.
It's
People don't
for
know.
autism,
A lot
bipolar,
of different shit.
schizophrenia. We a lot of people don't know is there's actually one strain that actually helps with schizophrenia.
And they got weed tea.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen
I
one
need to
dude,
just-
that man was
my
doing
brother
it.
is
Yeah, I seen. Y'all remember how Ali used to shake? It was a dude. I seen a video. He had to drink the weed tea,
Yeah.
and he had to smoke weed for his hands to stop.
So,
moving.
yeah.
Like
He
this,
had
literal.
Parkinson's.
Yes, but he was drinking weed, and they keep saying that it's for medical. It's for people that can't control their body functions because it makes your body.
There was I watched another one just like he was talking about. There was a dude that had what they call it. They have the people that have the outbursts that Tourette's. It's for his Tourette's, and he would literally like shake really, really bad, really bad.
And if he didn't smoke, he'd probably have a seizure.
Yeah, it was close to him having seizures and stuff. So
That's
he
why I
smoked
said
his
it's like-
blood, but literally they watched it and watched him like he was,
Calm the fuck
it
down. His
started-
body
his
stopped.
body was starting
If
to
we're
melt.
talking about the one that I seen, that was one of the worst cases of Tourette's
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
He never had a calm moment, and he was like so happy if this is the one.
Yeah,
Because I was like, that he was like he could never control himself.
yeah.
And he was moving and moving
Listen
and
to
moving.
what you
and
just
he
said.
sat down and he had a conversation, and he was just happy to do that.
Yeah, because he couldn't do what we are doing, and we do this all the time. So imagine somebody
People
that
take
can't have a
him.
conversation
People take what we have
like it's nothing.
like it's nothing, but we're given so many different gifts on this earth. And we done this podcast for about like an hour, And I
got one more
still feel like we have not given you everything that you need.
Now back to this fake ass
we
weed.
can come on. We can come on. We can do some more. If y'all want to take a break, we can take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me get this part off first. Back to this fake weed shit. People have been shot by the police on the news from this fake ass weed, and they saying the man was butt ass naked and he will not obey orders. That's why I said mass hysteria. Like they said, you can't control it when you get outside. Man was motherfucking in need of help. He needed them to help him.
And they killed him.
They shot the shit out of him because they didn't know what the fuck he was doing. That's fucked up.
My whole thing is us as a people, we gotta love each other. I do my music and I spread my message because I love you. No matter, I said that on the train. I said, even though that you might not like this, even though it might be something that you don't want to hear, even though it might be something that might piss you off in this world, I need you to know this because there's not a guarantee that I'm going to be here the next day. There's not a guarantee that I'm going to be alive the next day. So the time that I do have to share this moment with you and share the information I have inside of me, I'm going to share it as much as I can because
if he would have did that on a train, we would be right here.
Exactly.
True.
Everything happens for a reason.
That's what
and
you
I'm
mean.
really glad that you're here to share your message. Yeah, I was I was excited about getting together and doing this.
Yeah, real information. People need to know it because people think the world thinks we're under them because we don't show how smart we are. The only reason we don't show how smart we are
because you get killed for it.
See, that's what I was doing. You already know.
And a lot of the perception, just the way that you spin it, the way that things is done is to make you look like a clown and a fool. There's a lot of things that people don't look at the root of problems a lot of times, and they just look at what they see and how the effects of it has happened. And, just what it's looking like out here. And
remember what your teacher used to say when you was a kid and your parents used to say, never judge a book by its cover. That's the whole point of it.
Pick up a book. Stop judging the cover.
And that was brought to you message by G-Side Productions, Media, and my brother of a whole nother like-minded brother. Real talk, man. Your boy Wingnut. I'm not a podcaster, but
this was fun.
This was fun. This was
I'm glad. I don't know if I can do it live, but I love it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I want to get to where we live stream.
Yeah, I know. We can live it, but I mean, like it's the mental state. I mean, like the education stuff that we're telling y'all, a lot of people don't want to know. A lot of people care not to know because then they wouldn't be ignorant.
And then they can't. And this is one last thing I want to say before we get out. You cannot blame a person that is so used to blaming other people. Take that. I'm not even going to explain it. Read a book. You'll figure it out.
Real talk.
Been fun.
Been fun.
I'm going back over here and make a beat.
We're about to go back and make beats.
Hell yeah. So this has been One Sun 360 with the Real Talk with my brothers. And I feel good about this. And we'll be coming back.
Yeah.
We have a lot more to discuss in the future. And maybe we get some live talks in, but mostly we're gonna get some metaphysics discussions in and everything. We need to break down what it is that is at the root of our problems.
As a people.
Yeah, as a people, as a community.
And for all you people that have these moments, what you say about the Black Panther movement, I want to slap the hell out you. I'm gonna say this right now because the Black Panthers wasn't all about the power to Black people. They said it power to the people, and that phrase means that Black power to Black people, white power to white people, Hispanic power to Hispanic people, yellow power to yellow people, orange people, purple power to purple people, power to the people. That means that wasn't about desegregation of the people. It was about us knowing ourselves as a people to come together as a people.
Why would you want to stop that?
Why would you want to stop that? So don't let them tell you that they were a terrorist cell because they wasn't. Don't let them tell you that the Black Lives Movement is a terrorist cell because it wasn't. the only reason that the KKK was classified as a terrorist cell is because an officer took it upon himself to infiltrate them and put what they were doing and planning as a people. Even though they hear the word KKK, they get mad. They classify themselves as an organization. You're not an organization if you believe in bombing churches and bombing people. Period. Point blank. My whole thing is if you're on the whole tip of you want your people to be empowered by yourselves, then call yourself a people organization. Don't just call yourself an organization, because not all organizations are good organizations.
All right. And that's it, man. That's a good message. Hell yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to end on that note, y'all.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Peace.
What's up? Alright, we just gonna go. Alright. I'm tearing into these rappers like a fresh piece of meat. Y'all niggas are nothing but a motherfucking meat and greet. You motherfuckers are ready to be defeated. Hate to say it, nigga, to see it bastards. You motherfucking ain't even ready to meet the leaders. I'm the best. I'm the kid that runs around, ripping rhymes that motherfuckers that don't need a vest. Because I'll rip against these rappers, put them to the test. I wish your ass could've spit a rhyme in a cess. I cease any cess. My motherfucking ass is from Swainsboro. No nigga that's nowhere near as Waynesboro. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. Flow to the Norla, put to the daughter, smash on your daughter. Rips rapper. Nigga ain't never been a bitch rapper, never been a bitch ass snapper. Rip to these rhymes, waste my motherfucking time. I blow this fucking shit out my motherfucking mind. I speak from the soul, let it go. You niggas ain't ready to go, cause my ass is ready to flow. Young nigga ready to behold. I hit these niggas with these motherfucking rhymes like the Dark Pagoda, cause my ass is the motherfucking super soldier. I take these niggas out like I am a supernova. Burn so bright, nigga, I burn your spark, burn your car, and motherfucking rip your ass off like you motherfucking rip off a superstar. I'm too raw for these motherfucking rappers. I'm a lyricist, nigga, I'm a young ass snapper. Ripping is what I do, slipping is what you do. Wasting your time is nothing but a boo-boo fool. You nothing but a goddamn joke for the white man. Jumping around like a motherfucking monkey trying to make money for the white man. Y'all niggas are nothing but rappers, a fucking hype man. Why these niggas even on the motherfucking mic, man? Kick these niggas over like a motherfucking mic stand. Ripping is what I've always been part of. Hate to say it, slipping on these niggas what they part of. Nigga, I don't need fucking bars or motherfucking guns to go hard, cause nigga, I can pull your fucking card. I'm the real rapper that pull on your start. You can press a card, push button, fucking start. I don't have money, yes you might be funny. Why you got so many fucking rooms in your house, homie? When you're only nigga dead, you so fucking lonely. Leave your ass like the Home Alone kid, cause your ass ain't fucking ready to go against the kid that rips against Freddy Krueger and motherfucking bury that bitch nigga in a ditch. I'm meaner than a motherfucking Grinch. I'm motherfucking ready to put these rappers to the motherfucking lynch. Hate to say it, nigga, I'm a real ass ripper. Snap to these rhymes, nigga, you a slipper. Rip rhyming, waste no motherfucking timing. Hit you with a punch lining, nigga hit it with a talker, vodka, fold loco, let go, nigga hit you with a sidewalk slam, and nigga take your ass to the hoop like damn, nigga ripping. What I am, I'm winning that, nigga, never motherfucking slipping. Ripping rhymes is what I love to do. I've been rapping since 5 years old, dude. You make niggas ready to motherfucking go against who? You niggas are nothing but auto-tune fools. You cracked out, crack fiend, molly popping head, pill addict. Nigga, you nothing but motherfucking bullshit, bitch ass niggas acting like Bob Savage. You nothing but a Charlie Sheen crack addict. Nigga, I can hit your ass with the aftermath, throw your ass through a fucking vortex, smash your ass. Nigga, I'm a motherfucking kid in the Twilight Zone. Nigga, you can never fucking spit a rhyme against my dome. Nigga, this is motherfucking vortex, no less. When your ass ripping rhymes, nigga, I go to sleep on your ass like a Pokemon like Snorlax. Hate to say it, nigga, you a motherfucking Borlax. Nigga, you a Lorlax. Nigga, yeah, nigga, I went like motherfucking Dr. Seuss. Cause nigga, I eat your ass like green eggs and ham. Hate to say it, nigga, I don't motherfucking give a damn. Break my foot off in your ass, cause I am smashing on your bitch ass. Cause nigga, I don't need money to be fucking rich, nigga. I'm a fucking nigga that grew up poor and never motherfucking did no snitching and never been a fucking hoe. And I never fucking spit a rhyme that's gonna waste my motherfucking time. Cause the whole damn time I've been spitting these rhymes, nigga, I never wasted a motherfucking rhyme and I never wasted none bit of my poor nigga time. This isn't a test, it's just the beginning.
So that's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.